Hello my dear children, welcome to Bodhaya online classes. In this class we are going to learn about the properties of whole numbers. Let's see which are the properties of whole numbers. Yes, here there are the 5 properties of whole numbers in the closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property and last one identity property. These are the 5 properties of whole numbers. Okay, let's see them one by one. The first property is closure property. Let's check them whether the whole numbers are closed under addition or not. Let's closure property of addition says that if we add any two whole numbers, the sum is always a whole number. Yes, here I have written some of the example. Observe here. Sum of 7 and 8 is 15. We know that 7 is also a whole number, 8 is a whole number and 15 is also a whole number. Okay, then 6 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number and 9 is also a whole number. Is it? Then third example, 5 is a whole number and again 5 is a whole number. The sum of these two whole numbers, that is 10. 10 is also a whole number. Finally we can say that whole numbers are closed under addition. Yes? Yes, right. Whole numbers are closed under addition. Is it clear? Yes, you can also try to add any two whole numbers. You will also get the sum as a whole number. Yes, let's go to the multiplication. Closure property of multiplication says that if we multiply any two whole numbers, the product is always a whole number. If we multiply any two whole numbers, the product is always a whole number. Let's observe the examples here. 7 8 are 56. Then 5 5s are 25. Then 9 zeros are 0. Yes, you can observe here 56 is a whole number and 5 5s are 25 is also a whole number and 9 zeros are 0. 0 is also a whole number. By observing these examples, we can say that whole numbers are closed under multiplication. Yes, we can write whole numbers are closed under multiplication. Is it clear? Yes, let's go to the subtraction. Let's check whether the whole numbers are closed under subtraction or not. Yes, we know that if we subtract any two whole numbers, we have to get the difference as a whole number. Let's check whether it is whole numbers or not. Yes, here I have written 4 examples. Let's subtract them. 6 minus 2. If we subtract 2 from 6, we will get the difference, that is 4. 4 is a whole number, is it? Similarly, we can subtract 5 minus 8. See here, 5 is the smallest number and 8 is a greater number. So, we cannot subtract these two numbers, is it? If we subtract these two numbers, we will get the negative answer. That is, here there is a 8 minus 5. So, if we get subtracted minus 3, we know that my negative numbers are not a whole number. So, it is not a whole number. Okay. Then, third question, 12 minus 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. So, 6 is a whole number. Is it? Then next, fourth question, 16 minus 20. So, 16 is a smaller number and 20 is a greater number. So, we cannot subtract these two numbers. If we subtract these two numbers, we get the negative answer, that is minus 4. we know that negative numbers are not a whole numbers, is it? We can finally conclude that whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Therefore, whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Okay, is it clear? Let's check them the division. Whether the whole numbers are closed under division or not. Okay, yes. Look at the examples. I have written 3 examples here. 8 divided by 4. If we divide 8 by 4, we get the quotient, that is 2. Yes. Here 2 is a whole number, is it? Yes. Then next 3 divided by 6. Yes. 3 divided by 6. 3 divided by 6. We can cancel it. 3 1 ja and 3 2 ja. We get the fractional number as a quotient. So fractional numbers are not a whole numbers, is it? So it is not a whole number. Then next third one, 7 divided by 0. 7 divided by 0 means we have to subtract 0 again and again from 7 until we get the 0. Is it? Yes, let's subtract here. 7 minus 0, I will get the difference, that is 7. It is the first step. And again I will subtract 0, I will get the difference 7. Second time I subtracted, then again subtract 0, I will get the difference 7. It is third time. So again and again you subtract 0 from 7, you will get the difference as a 7. So it will ever end. So we can say that 7 divided by 0 is not defined. 7 divided by 0 is not defined. Okay. Finally we can say that whole numbers are not closed under division. Is it? Yes. Therefore, whole numbers are not closed under division. And also we can say that whole numbers divided by 0 is not defined. Okay, is it clear? Yes. Let's go to the commutativity of addition and multiplication. Yes, the second property is commutative property. In the commutativity of addition and multiplication, let's take addition. Okay, so if we add any two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. If we add two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. Yes, let's see here one of the example, that is 3 plus 4. So this 3 is in the first order, 4 is in the second order. Let's add these two whole numbers on a number line. Yes, start from 3. So plus 4. So means 4 units we have to jump. Yes, that is 4 jumps. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, at last we get the sum, that is 7. Is it? Yes. Similarly, if I interchange the order, means if I exchange the orders, here 3 is in the first order, I have taken in the second order, and 4 is in the second order, here I have taken in the first order. Okay, then add these two numbers, then what will be the result? Let's add on number line. Yes, here the first order is 4, start from the 4 plus 3. So we have to jump 3 times at 3 unit distance. Let's jump here 1, 2, 3. Yes, finally we get the point at 7. The sum of 4 and 3 is is commutativity for whole numbers. Therefore, addition is commutativity for whole numbers. Okay, is it clear? Let's next one, commutativity of multiplication. If we multiply two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. If we multiply two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. Yes, here I have taken the one of the example, that is 2 into 3. 2 into 3. Product of 2 and 3 is 6. Is it? Then 3 into 2. Here I change the orders. Here 2 is in the first order, 3 is in the second order. I change the order here. I change the second order into the first order and the first order into the second order. Although the product of 3 and 2 is 6. Let's observe here. Here there are the 2 rows and 3 columns. Here 2 cross 3. What is the product of 2 cross 3? Yes, count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The product of 2 cross 3 is 6. Similarly, I change the order here. Here I change the first order into the second order and second order into the first order. Yes, see here. Here there are the 3 rows and 2 columns. Yes, what is the product of 3 and 2? Yes, that is 6. Count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we can say that if we multiply two whole numbers in any order, we get the same result. Is it clear? Yes. Up to here we have learned the two properties, closure property and commutative property. In the next class we are going to learn about the remaining three properties. Thank you.